Nice. The comments are now rushing in. At the very least, most of the comments show that they love reading. That is great because remember, reading is a very important skill that can help you learn things even if you're outside of the school, even if you're at home or wherever you may be. Now, to help you further improve your reading skills, let us focus today's lesson on how you, the reader, can determine the tone, the mood, and the purpose of the author on the literary piece that you are reading. This will help you better understand what you are reading, and this can greatly affect how you perceive the text. Now, before we proceed to our lesson, I want you to read and observe a short literary piece. Identify the feeling it gave you as a reader and the atmosphere of the given text. So, are you ready to participate? If you're ready, please hit the like button so I'll know if we can start. Okay, the like reactions are now flooding the comment section. Let us start now. Did you read the text well? Now, let us proceed with these questions. Question number 1. What did you feel while listening to the story? What did you feel while listening to the story? Great! I felt that too. I felt nervous and scared. How about question number 2? What made you feel this way? The feeling of scared. Why? Good job! You are quite an observant, aren't you? I also felt that because of the words used to describe the scenario of the story. Question number 3. What words in the story made you feel nervous or scared? What words or phrases in the story made you feel nervous or scared? You are amazing! Aside from those words, the following phrases also help us. The first one is dark and stormy night. The sky was black, the wind was loud. I felt so embarrassed and angry. A lightning bolt flashed and lit up the room. Alone in a dilapidated house. By answering these questions, you are on your way to defining the mood and tone. Mood and tone are important because they help create the meaning of a story. Now, observe the first column of this table. In the table, you see the bullets in the forms of hearts and likes. What are the verbs in the heart column? Comment down in the comment section. What are the words inside the heart column? Fantastic! You are doing a good job. Okay, the words are proud, sad, happy, and confused. How about the words inside the like column? Comment them down in the comment section. What are the words under the like section or column? Exactly right. The words are worried, shaken, serious, and hopeful. Do you know what these words are? The words in the hearts column are tones, while the words in the like column are moods. What is tone? And what is mood? Come on, let's find out. The tone is an accent or inflection expressive on a mood or emotion. According to the Merriam-Webster dictionary, yes, it is a style or manner of expression in writing. How is tone expressed? The tone is expressed through the words and details the author selects. How are we going to determine the author's tone? To determine the author's tone, you must notice how these words and details are used within the writings. How does the author think in this sentence? They rejoiced, shouted with gladness, and sang songs of praises to God. Yes, rejoiced and shouted with gladness expresses the utmost happiness. Sang songs of praises to God emphasizes gratefulness. Thus, the tone of this sentence are happy and grateful. Here's another sentence. Denise is in charge of this situation. Trembled and tears suddenly dropped from her eyes as they admitted their ninth patient with suspicious symptoms of the virus. Trembled and tears suddenly dropped from her eyes. This depicts sadness. Moreover, the tone of this sentence is sad. Different tones were used in those sentences. The tone is the author's attitude or feeling. It is achieved through word choice or diction, sentence construction or syntax, and by what the viewpoint character focuses on. Remember, the author uses tone to create a mood. Furthermore, the words worried, shaken, serious, hopeful, and worthy are the words that describe the mood. And teacher, what is mood? The Merriam-Webster dictionary defines mood as the distinctive atmosphere or context. The mood is the way the readers feel about the selection being read. The mood is not the reader's emotion, but the atmosphere or the vibes of a story or a scene. It is what the reader reads or feels while reading. How do these following passages make the reader feel? Let's read it together. The patient's COVID-19 swab test result is positive, Denise said as she hurled her way to the nurse station. While reading the passage, how do you feel? Exactly! We felt worried. She was shocked when the man laid in front of her had a very high body temperature. What feelings do you have in the passage? That's it. We felt scared or shaken. How can we assure that there is an emotional attachment to the reader? Mood involves various emotional responses in readers, thus ensures their emotional attachment to the scene they read. Question: how does the author create the mood of a story? Authors use many devices to create mood, including images, dialogue, setting, and plot. Often, the author creates a mood at the beginning of the story and continues it to the end. Sometimes, the mood changes because of the plot or changes in the character. rushing in. Wonderful. Now, let's study how to determine the author's purpose in the text. The purpose of the text is the author's reason for writing the literature. Text may have more than one purpose, but there is only one that will stand as the primary reason for the author to write. It is reflected in the way he writes about the topic. How can we figure out the author's purpose? Let's figure it out using this example sentence. Spanking must be avoided as a way to discipline due to its long-term negative effects on the child. Consider what the author is going to write about spanking. Is the author going to discuss the disadvantages of spanking? Is the author going to argue against spanking as a means of discipline? Did the author make fun of those who use spanking as a means of discipline? The words must and negative expresses the author's point of view. He is against spanking. The phrase long-term effects is one of the list of effects of spanking. From these, we can conclude that the author is going to argue against spanking as a means of discipline. How about you? What do you think? Great. Do you know that there are three main purposes of why an author writes something? These are to persuade, to inform, and to entertain. In short, it's a pie. Who loves pies? Comment down the acronym PIE or PIE in the comment section if you do. Great. The comment section is flooding with the acronym PIE. This means that everybody loves to eat pie. Let us talk about these purposes. The letter P in the acronym PIE stands for the word persuade. Persuade is when the author's intention is to convince the reader to do something. If the author is trying to influence you to think or to do something, it is called persuasion. The author here intends to let the readers agree to a particular opinion or to act in a particular situation. Example, the commercials aired on television make the audience believe its own outcome. The opinion of the author tries to implicate ideas that make the reader believe. Now, let's go with the letter I. The letter I in the acronym PIE stands for the word inform. Inform is when the author's intention is to give information about a something or a topic. Examples, the result of the entrance test has been released in order for the examinees to prepare for their studies. A poster displays information on how to avoid diseases. So, their topic or their objective is to give you information. And finally, the letter E in the acronym PIE. It stands for entertain. This is when the author's intention is to provide funny information that is entertaining to the readers. Its goal is to entertain or to amuse you, the readers. Example, the new edition of the Celebrity magazine includes the latest profile of the new artist. A comic book for kids contains characters that portray modern heroes. To figure out the author's purpose, the reader must consider the main idea, thought, pattern, and tone. Let us look at this table and see the general and specific purposes of the authors in writing their works. Under the general purpose of to inform, we have to analyze, to classify, to discuss, to establish, and to explain. Under the second column of to entertain, we have to amuse, to delight, and to frighten. In the third column of to persuade, we have to argue against, to argue for, to convince, to criticize, and finally, to inspire or motivate a change. So, those are the tone, the mood, and the author's purpose. I hope that you have learned a lot. If you have reached this part of the lesson, please press the heart button to tell us that you are still there. Great. To sum up, mood is the way the readers feel about the selection being read. It is the reader's reaction. On the other hand, tone is the atmosphere being set by the author in a selection, while the purpose of the text is the writer's reason or purpose in writing. By the way, please be reminded that text may have more than one purpose, but there is only one purpose that will stand as the primary or the main reason for him or her to write. Now, your job is to find that main purpose, okay? We are now on the part of the live stream where I will answer some of your questions, and I will give you 1 minute to type in your questions in the comment box. Please do not ask questions that are not related to our topic today. Your 1 minute starts now. Read some questions from the comment section, and I'll try to answer them for you. Question number 1. Sir, is there any way we can easily remember the author's purpose in writing? Thank you for your question. You can use the word PI as an acrostic for the 3 main purposes of the writers: to persuade, to inform, to entertain. Okay? So, thank you. It's good to have easier ways of remembering key points in a discussion. Use those acrostics. Question number 2. I love writing stories, sir. Wow, a writer. Okay. Can we all become writers in the future? That is a very interesting question. Why not? Okay. So, the answer to your question is definitely yes. Whether you want to be an author or a writer, there are many ways to do so, and you can even get paid to write. Just remember to include engaging stories that connect you to the readers. So thank you for your question. I hope that you will become a famous writer in the future. Why not? And question number 3. How can we figure out the tone in a story? Wow, thank you for your question. That's a nice question. One trick that may help you figure out the tone of the story is to imagine a key scene from the story as a movie. What sort of music would be playing in that background? Do you imagine something dark and moody? Light and peppy? Somber and thoughtful? Music is a tool often used in movies to emphasize a tone. As the definition above indicates, writers use words to set the tone. Take a look at the descriptions in your story. A story with a dark, ominous tone will probably have a more negative descriptions than a light, happy, or comedic type. A story with a suspenseful, adventurous tone will probably have lots of short sentences and brief, matter-of-fact descriptions. A sad romantic story will often have long, detailed, sentimental descriptions. So try to visualize the scene and hear the characters' voices as you read. And then you will be able to pick out the tone in no time. So thank you for your question. I hope that you will be able to easily figure out them with this trick. I would like to thank all of you for your participation and all your questions. Just keep them coming. Remember that learning starts in you asking questions. So as always, tomorrow is our follow-up discussion with your subject teacher. Please be there tomorrow. For the last time, can you press the heart emoji to like this live stream discussion? Thank you so much. May I also remind you to browse your modules in grade 6. Today's lesson was written by Mr. Jmar S. Dasil of my San Elementary School. Thank you, sir. To all my fellow English teachers watching, the link for my PowerPoint presentation is on the board. You can download it by logging first your DepEd Google Workplace email address, then to gain access to the file. Reminders, these are for teachers only. I hope that you have enjoyed today's lesson. Stay tuned for the next live stream of the Valenzuela Live for English 6. Again, as our Secretary of Education, Leonor Briones mentioned, everyone, please say it with me, in any situation, learning must continue. Stay home, stay safe, and God bless us all. This is Sir Michael, your live streaming teacher for Valenzuela Live for English 6, saying thank you and have a great day.